Because I'm a third Rwandese, a third Ugandan, a third Kenyan. That's a cocktail. Yaani ukiingia mahali hata utafuti mtu. Ukiingia tu pale unasa niletea huyo. Si ni cocktail? Huyo, come. Where don't you want me to touch you? Where do you want me to touch you? Unajua, you have to ask all these things. Shout out to Larry Mado. Larry took me and Butita in to do a show on radio so that I get to learn and know the gist of all of it. I also went to Switch TV, Hebrew TV, Jalango TV. So after that, I went to artificial intelligence, especially prompt engineering. Cocktail.
That's what you want, Cindy.
Yeah, okay, Brenda, you're the one who inspired me. I really have never told you that you inspired me so much, but yeah, you're the one.
My name is Daniel Peter Weke. I'm hashtag the Deputy President of Wakanda, hashtag D to the P. Don't ask me what it means. I like looking and smelling good, but for me it's not too stylish, you know. I like pretty basic things like monochrome color, like so basic, but my sister always reminds me like I have to stand out. Yeah, you need to look the part. You're not just Daniel Weke as a person, you're also a brand.
You calling for a founding families meeting without an invite to us is utter disrespect.
I'm an actor, I'm a TV presenter, I'm also an influencer, and also an artificial intelligence prompt engineer. I started concentrating in AI because before that I was doing AR. AR is augmented reality. So what I used to do, I used to create brand effects. On Instagram, there's a place you can see effects where you see how you get filters. So I'm the one who creates filters, but now I was doing for brands. So after that, I went to artificial intelligence, especially prompt engineering, whereby I get to learn how to speak to artificial intelligence. Yeah. So even you typing on Google, I'm looking for DP. That's a prompt. But there's a way you speak to an AI so that it gives you the results that you want. And that's what I've studied.
So, are you taken?
Yes. Yes, actually. I'm actually taken for granted. Let me tell you. You know what? You see how a lot of people now are showing us their, top played songs. Yeah, that's forgetting they are played this year so much. Kugonga hii Nairobi ni constant. I'd like to plead the fifth in terms of that. Si nikiwa nayo nitapost ama mtaona, something. I was born in a place called Jerusalem. It's land huko. I went to school I think I've traveled many places. First I went to primary school in Kericho, Nyahururu. After that I went to high school in Uganda. Then I came back to Kenya to do my uni. Because I'm a third Rwandese, a third Ugandan, a third Kenyan. That's a cocktail.
Okay.
Cocktail. Yaani ukiingia mahali hata utafuti mtu. Ukiingia tu pale unasa niletea huyo. Si ni cocktail? Huyo, come. Would you rather date Calligraph, Octopizzo, or King Kaka? I think my first role as a presenter was in one of the TV stations. Let me see which one. That was Nation. And that was because of, shout out to Larry Mado. Larry took me and Butita in to do a show on radio so that I get to learn and know the gist of all of it. From that, thankfully, I think the industry is good to me. I got to go for auditions for TV presenting, and I got to one of the Hebrew, I think I can mention, Hebrew TV under Tamima. Ibrahim, she was at KTN that time. So Tamima, and then after that, I also went to Switch TV to host.
Piga nataka kukuambia venye ameona chawa ikianguka kwa television. Hello.
And that's how I got into the TV presenting space.
Yeah. Kama kawa, kama K. It's your boy Daniel Peter Weke, hashtag Deputy President of...
Jalango actually called me, but before that, I had started pitching something to Jalas. I wanted to do something called Jalas on the streets, whereby we go to the streets. It's a campaign period. We go to the streets to get to ask people about what they want to achieve through the politicians they get to elect. So I wanted to be the street guy for Jalango TV. So when he had the pitch, I think he loved it, and that's how he called me up to be a presenter and do some of the segments on the show. I've not done journalism in school. I did international business administration, marketing. So I was getting to know the small things, how I need to stand, how I need to be. And then also I got to learn it's a pretty vicious industry, and you really need to be on toes in terms of things, because many people are coming up, and thank God social media iko imeshika kasi hii. Yeah, tungekuwa out of business zamani. You need to be on top of things very fast, and you need to create a rapport and networking with a lot of people, which is good for you as a presenter and also for the station. That's how you get brands into the station, that's how you get sponsorships and all that. So I got to grope myself and rack my brain into these small things. Ever think we would, step into this place in person? Well, before when I was young, I used to do these church things. Naenda mna act ya church huko mbele. That's when I was in Nyahururu. After that, there was no passion for acting for me. I didn't think I wanted to act. But there was one guy who used to contact my mom. Your son has a face for TV. So he waited for me to reach a certain age. I came to Nairobi. But during that time, I used to see Brenda Wairimu on screen.
Chukua hizi pesa, this is what you want, si ndio? Hii italipia kila kitu, right?
My sister. Hi, sister.
Hi.
She's my sister. So I saw Brenda on screen and I was like, you know what? I really want to act with this lady. Kumbuka, hata sijui kuact. Hata sijui kuact ni nini. Can I tell you a funny story? If you've been to an acting set, when you act, you have scripts and then you're supposed to memorize and then go on set. I went on set with a script. So it's like, "Aya, guys, ready? Action." You have never been like, excuse me, what? Kat, what is that boy doing? Atamali, what are you doing? Come, why do you have a script? I didn't know nothing. So you wanted to? I thought that's how people do it. Like you put it so low that the camera cannot see it. And then you're like, wacha tu niseme nitoke, sawa. Yeah, I thought that was it. So it was a funny experience, but that's how I got into acting. After that, I went to audition, and then 2 different productions called me. So I chose one, and that's how I got into this space. And then that's how I got to meet Brenda and act with Brenda.
This is what you want, si ndio?
Yeah, okay, Brenda, you're the one who inspired me. I really have never told you that you inspired me so much, but yeah, you're the one.
I got to audition. Shout out to, and may his soul rest in peace, Charles J. Ude is one who actually contacted me to go audition for the role. He texted me on DM on Instagram. He didn't have my number. He told me, DP, I want to come audition for this role. I feel like you're the best fit. And how they say, the universe works in mysterious ways. That's how I got the role that I'm playing right now in Foreplay.
We're gonna be stars, baby. The big studio.
Foreplay is such an interesting series, produced by CJ3 and Draka, and directed by 3 different directors. That's Mas, MK, and Chumbe. Well, it's a storyline. You see how normally most stories that are being told in the Kenyan context or market is stories about ladies. Yeah, normally ladies are the ones who are the main cast of a series. And he wanted to portray a different side of how the things men go through in terms of relationship, finances, marriage, sex, gambling, and all that. So it was a story that I felt interested in it, and that's how I got to accept the offer to do the role. Malik is just a rebel, and he's a rebel born from the fact that he does not want to follow the family doctrine, because his dad is those ones of, hey, fanyeni, you have to keep the family name, miss him to a family. So he's that guy. He wants to build a life for himself, and that's Malik for you.
You didn't even bother to invite me to your little party, huh? Or I missed my invite in the mail.
Because inviting your ex is a thing now.
Tell me, Malik, how's your love life, by the way?
Similarities between me and Malik. Well, I'm quite a rebel, yes. I'm quite a rebel also in the family essence. I'm quite a rebel. I like building my own charade of being known.
Only one person's getting hurt, Malik.
So that's one similarity in terms of being a rebel in the family. In terms of marriage, hizo vitu zote, in God's time. I wouldn't dress up how Malik dresses up. I wouldn't, I don't do studs. I used to, but I don't do studs. In terms of how he handles certain issues, yes, but how he responds to different people, no. I actually got tattoos because of the character Malik to signify my change, so that I'm in the element. Changing how I talk, changing behavioral activities, how he drinks his tea, how does he do his spoon when he's tiring, how does he eat chapo maybe, all that. I actually strip and then build the character up to a totally different person from who I am, so that I'm uncomfortable while doing the show, so that I don't think for a second this is Daniel Weke, no. These days, every character that I'm playing, I have two things. There's a cologne, a scent for the character, and I normally say the name. So it's those ones of I spray myself, I know this is Malik's scent, and then I say, Malik.
Okay.
Yo, what's up? Thankfully enough, I personally get to speak to the directors before. Because you have the script, you know what the script says. You speak to the director, you ask what do you envision in terms of this scene. They get to tell you what they expect from you. So if it involves another character or something that you're not comfortable with, you can tell them how far you can go with it. And I normally portray how far I can go with that role. Yeah, so I get to ask. And that also goes with the person I'm shooting with. I get to ask them, how comfortable are you doing this? How far can I reach? Where don't you want me to touch you? Where do you want me to touch you? You have to ask all these things. I'm pretty particular in what I want to be in. I think if you've seen what I've shot, I'm pretty particular in what I want to be seen, because that's going to be there forever. I wouldn't mind being in a show that portrays something that I want to be in. And that depends on the storyline and the character. So why not?
I had it. I had that 600 million in my hands.
I have to give a shout out to Mkamze. Mkamze was my mom in Mali. She really, because I was a novice, and she really taught me a lot during that small period that I was with her. She taught me a lot, so I do big her up so much. And also the directors that I got to interact with, they really taught me the fine-tuning things about acting. Internationally right now, I look up to Will Smith and Denzel. I do, right? I do. Bad boys for life. I do other things apart from acting. There's some I've mentioned already for you, but I'm also a business person. I do have I have two businesses. One is called Wekewa Trends. The other one is called House of Fatasha Grid, where my sister is the CEO. We get to make custom outfits, especially for weddings. Yes, so gowns, bridal, suits, we do that for people. And we also dress a lot of public figures in this country, especially politicians, musicians, and actors like me. So I learned at a young age how to balance all this in a tight schedule. So it's not hard for me so far. Yeah. But mkinipea job ya present our Pulse Live. Inaweza kuwa ngumu because Pulse Live is so demanding, you know. So demanding. I mean, you won't mind having me. Si interview. Niko na job. Si niko na job. I want to say to all my fans, to all the Wekeholics, I love them so much. I'm so happy for their support. I'm so happy for this far that they're pushing me. And I'd love to one day, inshallah, I'll get to meet them and of course return the favor and show gratitude to all that I've been showing. Please keep pushing me. And also if I like criticism. In case there's something you feel it's off, you don't like, tell me. If I can incorporate, no problem. I will. I lived my life, nothing too conk. Conk! Hapo unaenda kuweka nini? Mix, una mix nini? Anyway, nilikuwa tu nataka kusema nitoke. Una get? Nimezitoa mingi.